Hey, do you like Blink?
Yeah.
Are you interested in learning how to use it more effectively and finding fellow Blink players?
Heck yeah.
Well, I've got just the place for you. Join the Blinkville Discord server to find people of your kind and learn how to become the best you that you can be.
Woo. Thank you, Roger.
What's going on, guys? It's Roger, back with another video, and today we are starting a new series. In this series, I'm going to be reviewing different loadouts of Blink. So, today's is going to be more of a close range loadout, but in other episodes we'll have longer range or medium range builds, and if you have any of your own suggestions that you love to use personally, then go ahead, leave them at the bottom in the comments, and I'll see if I can check them out. Since this is the first episode, I've had some comments asking to see my stats and what I like to run on my Blink Warlock, so I figured I'd go through those in the first episode and show you guys what I think is important for blinking and what I'm prioritizing, especially after the 30th anniversary change. A lot of stats have changed, so I want to show you what I think is needed for a Blink Warlock in this current meta. So right now, I'll just start from the top. We have mobility. I think it's a pretty important stat. I'd like to get mine higher. I need some better stat rolls on my armor. It's 66 right now. I'd like to get it as close to 100, if not 100 if I could, but 66 is fine for me right now. You really need a high mobility on Blink Warlock because you need to be able to rotate around the map, get on top of your enemies if you're doing a close range build, which I usually do, and really just fly around. That's the fun part of Blink. You need to be able to do it, keep your momentum up. You need a high mobility. Next up is going to be resilience. Not too big of a deal on Warlock, and I don't really think a big a deal in general. I mean, for Titans, it's their class ability, right? So it's their class stat. It makes sense. For us, I don't think it's that big. I kind of ignore it. 100 recov, definite need on any class. Especially for Warlocks though, because it is our class ability. It's going to help you regen way faster right when you get out of combat, so you can get right back into combat, because that's what we want. Of course, we want to keep fighting, because that's how we get the kills. Next up, discipline. I mean, I'm not huge on the discipline. I wouldn't mind it being higher, but I think it's kind of personal preference. I think there's something like a lightning nade on Titans that's really good, and you want to have that nade all the time. There's not the best nades in the world for Void Warlock. They're not bad, and I love to have them up, but I think around probably 50 to 60 is where I'd like to have this stat, but around 40 is fine. If I ever got better stat rolls for that, I wouldn't be mad about it. Intellect, you don't need more than 60 intellect from what I've understood right now. I have 70, which is working fine for me. With your Nova and Slova bombs, those are pretty low tier, more like shutdown supers, so they come up more often. Middle tree Void is going to be, I think, a tier 4 because it's roaming. So that one takes a while to come up, so you might want higher intellect if you're using that, but you're going to get most of your super regeneration through getting kills, not passively like it used to be, which is a great change. So around 60 is what I would recommend for that, but no higher if you can help it. Last is going to be strength. Mine's at 61. It's a little high because I have 36 strength on my boots. That's only because I have a radiant light on, and then I have another arc mod slotted into my leg, so I have 20 strength off of these alone, plus the 16 I had just from the boots, so it's a 36 strength. I wouldn't recommend it, but there are some really good melee abilities with Void. For example, Devour is what I'd recommend with this build that we're going to use today, and you always want that up. That regeneration off Devour is insane, and you can really go on some crazy streaks if you're just proccing Devour over and over and over. There's other good melee abilities as with the top and bottom and middle tree, but they're not as good as Devour, I would say. But yeah, that's my stat distribution. Let me know if you disagree with any of that, or just what you like to run, or if you think I'm right, because that'd be pretty awesome. But moving on to today's episode specifically, we are going to be running a multi-mock with a retrofuturist. Now I'm running these two because they are both lightweight frame weapons, so they're going to have superb handling so we can switch between them really, really fast, and they move faster when we have these equipped. Now this is what I'm just saying, with a high mobility, we want to be able to move really fast while we're on Blink Warlock. These two weapons together really enable that playstyle. It's going to be very close range, and so that's why I am pairing that with Bottom Tree specifically for the Devour, so you can get in, proc Devour off your first kill hopefully, and then just keep proccing it off every subsequent kill, and go on 3, 4, 5, even crazier streaks if you can, and just keep that Devour up. You can do some really fun stuff. And then over here, you can go middle tree. This is another good melee ability for this build. You can punch one teammate into his other teammates and blow, 2 or 3 people up, do some extra damage, and then get a nice double or triple. The middle top tree up here, yeah, not that big of a deal. Wouldn't really recommend it for this. I would highly recommend bottom, and if you want to do middle, I think that's a good pick too. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. I'm just going to be voiceovering some good clips and plays that I've got using this loadout, and just explain to you guys why I think it's good, and the ways that I like to use it. So without further ado, I say we just hop right into that. Alright, so first clip here is just me off spawn. I'm going to go over and cap A first, and then I'm going to rotate to B. What I really want to show you guys here is just how good the lightweight frame weapons are at swapping super fast, and just the crazy stuff you can do, especially after you proc blink, and just go off with these insane little, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain kills. So I go over here, I do take a peek over a B, but I had to slide out and rip very quickly. I saw on my right somebody was coming up on the radar, so I turned around, took him out, actually procced my blink, which lets me take out the second guy as well. I saw on my radar somebody was over there, so I took him out, and then I saw someone was coming up behind me as well. So instead of facing him with a shotgun, I tried to blink behind him and then take him out with that SMG, and I still had blink or devour up that entire time. Very good, and you can just see you can switch between these weapons so fast, and it's just such a good thing to utilize. So be aware of that, take advantage of it, and you can go on some crazy streaks. You just got to stay on top of things and pay attention to your radar, because when you're flying around with blink, that's a huge thing to keep track of. Now, this play isn't anything crazy like switching between the SMG and the shotgun a bunch and doing a bunch of crazy flicks, but it's just a good shotgun play. But I think the fact that they're lightweight frames really comes into play so much when you're using this loadout, and that's what I really love about it. I love the retrofuturist because you're so fast. I can get over here, I blink in, I actually landed down here and took this guy out and saw this guy jump above me, and just waited till he dropped down and got a nice little 3-piece here. And you just need to keep focused on that stuff and learn how fast you can move with this stuff and keep that momentum and just go off. Now, this was a clip I like a lot because I actually saw these people on my radar here, and I knew if I started capping the flag, I could bait them in. So I saw this guy coming in front of me on the radar, took out my shotgun, and actually blinked above him just to juke him out, and then I blinked right back on top of him and landed and just took him out, proc my devour, full healed, and then turned on that guy. Unfortunately, I decided to reload, so I couldn't turn over and kill him, but still a great play. Now, with this one, what I really want to show you guys is just that you can have a great blend of mid-range, as you see on this kill right here where I take him out with the SMG, then immediately switch to my shotgun because I see the man behind me coming up, and take him out close range. And that mix of medium range and close range just really tickles my fancy, for lack of better words, of how I like to play with blink and why I love this so much. Now, I did whip a shotgun shot there, but I got the melee trade, so we're just not going to talk about that. Either way, remember you have that good close and mid-range. Now, this clip is a good mix of both as well. I blink up here, I take him out with the shotgun, switch really quickly back to the SMG, and just smack that guy. Now, I could have taken a fight here with these two, but I decided against it as I was in a 1v2. But what I did know is he would rotate over here, so I get a nice forward momentum blink, take out my shotgun, and take him out. And then I had enough time to turn on this guy. Unfortunately, we traded, but still a good play. Alright, so this play I start off, steal that guy's kill. I kind of want to show you guys, I had some blueberries on the enemy team here, kind of just, that guy was a level 7, was smacking him around the entire game, but I did turn on this guy pretty well, and show you the classic mistake you can make with this loadout, which is not switching to your shotgun when you should. I should have right there, and that cost me my life, so make sure you keep that in mind. I'm including this in here to show you guys how useful the blink is in case that's what you decide to run with this loadout. So I had this man in front of me, I had him really low, a lightning nade goes up in front of me, so unfortunately I couldn't push. But I take it out and I decided to do a forward blink, and then I decided to get really aggressive with a shotgun. I smack him and actually take him out with that. That procs my devour. I blink right back up here, take a lot of damage in this gunfight, but I switch to my SMG and take him out, proc my devour again, and get to full health, just so I'm full health for future engagements. This is the last clip I have for you guys here, and it's just showing that you can switch between your guns really fast, quick draw, plus the lightweight frame right there allows me to switch to my shotgun and right back to the SMG with such ease and take out all three of these players without even worrying that much. That's going to be the last clip, as I said, though, so thank you guys very much for watching. If you want to try this loadout out, go ahead and do it, and in my next loadout video, let me know how you thought of it. If you have any suggestions, leave those in the comments, but that's it for me now. Have a great day, Guardians.